Wow. Hey man, all I can say is wow. Bruh, I did not see this coming. Man, I've been saying for weeks, my phone is blowing up. I've been saying it all week. Miami was not getting in, man. And Miami got in. Like I cannot believe I'm saying it. Miami is in the college football playoffs. They put us in at number 10. Bro, that is bonkers stuff, dog. They have been playing in Miami's face. They have had Notre Dame ranked ahead of us. We started this thing at number 18. Notre Dame was in the top 10. And here at the ninth hour, Miami is in the college football playoffs. Man, before I even start breaking it all down, I gotta say thanks for everybody who's been subscribing to the page. Man, excuse my allergies. Thanks to everybody that's been subscribing to the page. We got over 50 subs, so I'm able to go live on YouTube. Appreciate everybody doing that. Again, please continue to hit that like. Please continue to hit that subscribe. It allows me to do not only this, which is go live and immediate reaction to what just happened, but also it's gonna be some cool stuff I'm gonna be able to do down the line, man. So appreciate everybody who has supported the page by joining and subscribing. Man, immediate reaction. Miami is in the college football playoff. Uh, I lied. I was wrong. There was no way I saw this was coming. I absolutely expected Miami to get the short end of the stick. They finally put Miami over Notre Dame. That's been the argument all along. That's been the debate for weeks. Is Miami going to get credit for winning that game against Notre Dame on the field? And I think when you look at not just this game, you look at what they did with Alabama. Alabama stayed at number 9. Alabama went out there yesterday and they looked like hot garbage against Georgia in the SEC championship game. They finished the game with negative net rushing yards. Sorry, I keep peeking over to the left because I still have the live stream up of ESPN's broadcast, so I keep looking over there to see what's going on over there. Um, you're seeing some of the things that they're talking about, but they left Notre Dame, they left Alabama where they were at the 9 spot, even though they went out there and they looked like hot trash against Georgia. They finished with negative net rushing yards, and they left them right where they were. They said that, hey, we don't care what happens in conference championship games as far as losing. Not only can you can lose and look bad, and you'll still get in. Shout out to my little bro Cam, man. Dead wrong. I was dead wrong. You're absolutely right, bro. And I'll be the first to eat that crow. I cannot believe I was wrong on this. I cannot believe that they here at the ninth hour finally did the right thing. When is the last time Miami has had some folks do the right thing by them? Anything NCAA related, anything committee related. Last year we were a 10-2 team and we were one of the first 4 out. The entire time they've been doing these projections, we've been one of the first 4 out. It has been consistent, it has been regular, and I expected that to continue. And yet here I am on Sunday, December the 7th, with the final rankings, and Miami is in. Miami's going to go play Texas A&M. Everybody jumping in the comments. First of all, I appreciate y'all being there. My dog Raw in the comments, man. Hey, Raw, you was right. Hey, Raw has been telling me all week that Miami was gonna get in. He was confident. Bro was comfortable. He wasn't tripping at all. He wasn't worried one bit. And Raw, you was right. Like, matter of fact, I'm gonna tell y'all, Raw called me, I'm gonna say 5 minutes before I hit the button to go live. And Raw was like, hey, bro, I can't wait for you to have to tell me that I'm right. Hey, Raw, looking you dead in your eyes, bro. You was right, man. I was dead wrong. I did not expect this to happen by any means. So let's see if I can find I'm gonna try and see if I can find a screen grab of the final rankings so you guys can see how everything finally laid out. From a Miami standpoint, they put us at number 10. They have us at number 10. We are playing at Texas A&M. I'll probably drop another video kind of previewing that matchup. Immediate reaction. I'm not afraid of the Aggies. Immediate reaction from what I've seen from this Miami defense, from what I've seen from Texas A&M with some of the better teams they've played. Yes, they are talented. Yes, they are a top 10 team, and they have been a top 10 team for much of the season. I'm not afraid of Texas A&M. Miami, we've played at Texas A&M. We know what the 12 man is like. Mario has been in big environments. Carson Beck has played in big environments. So if I'm looking at the makeup of this Miami team, I'm looking at what Texas A&M has been. I'm not afraid to go play Texas A&M if I'm the Miami Hurricanes, and that's where we're at right now. Miami's going to go on the road to Texas A&M and see if we can go get a playoff dub. Right, go out and prove everybody right. All the fans, all the media folks, all we have been saying Miami should be in this playoff. I dropped a video a couple of days ago saying that this Miami team can go toe to toe with anybody in the country on their best day. Now you got to go out and prove it, right? The only thing you can never ask for is a chance. The only thing you can ask for is an opportunity to be on these stages, and we got it. Didn't think we would get it, but we got it. So when you get those opportunities, though, you got to show up, right? You can't let those opportunities slip past you. You can't let those things come and go. And you go out there and you lay an egg, right? If you get the benefit of the doubt, if you get that opportunity, you got to seize it. This is a Miami program. We have not won anything of significance in over 20 years, 2 decades. I was in elementary school the last time Miami won anything that was noteworthy. I'm now a 35-year-old man with a wife and a mortgage. This is an opportunity for Miami to completely change all the narratives. Everybody has talked about we cannot finish. In the biggest moments, we fold. Mario's a bad game day coach. He can't get his team up every single week to go out and deliver. This is a chance to crush all of that. This is a chance to change all of that. Last night, fans were talking about Manny Diaz had to leave Miami and go to Duke to finally win an ACC championship. Yeah, Manny Diaz did go win an ACC championship. Appreciate you, because I think that's a big reason why Miami got in. Uh, I was a couple of things I want to cover, and that's one of them. The committee had to make a decision. Do you leave a Power Four conference out of the playoff? Real quick, first off, before I go into that any further, shout out to Amanda. We in. Let's go Canes. At the end of the day, it's head to head that matters. It has to, Amanda. It has to. The head to heads, they gotta matter. At the end of the day, what happened on the field when these teams played. So coming back real quick to the whole ACC, Manny Diaz, Duke thing, real quick. I think part of why Miami ended up getting that final spot is because Duke won the ACC. The champion of the ACC was never getting in if it was Duke. Duke was 7-5 going into that game last night. They were unranked. You had two G5 teams that were ranked by the College Football Playoff Committee last week. You had Tulane, who ends up winning their conference. You had James Madison, who ends up winning their conference. Duke winning the ACC meant that the ACC champion was not going to be one of the top 5 highest ranked conference champions. And so they weren't getting in. There was no basis for jumping them ahead of James Madison. So that wasn't going to happen. And then they weren't getting in. So now the committee had to make a decision. Do we leave out a Power Four conference from the playoffs? And I'm going to tell you, obviously, I don't know these people. I know just as much as y'all know. This was never set up to leave out the power conference champions. It was never set up to leave out members of the Power Four. So when you have an ACC champion in Duke who isn't going to get that automatic bid spot, there's only one other option to get an ACC representative in the playoff, and that was Miami. I think that ultimately was the last thing that got us in when they've had us behind Notre Dame all day. Yes, the head to head matters. Yes, we beat them on the field, and that should have been taken into consideration all along. But the fact that it wasn't tells me that I don't think they changed their mind on that today or last night. I don't think that was the ultimate change of narrative that got Miami into this playoff. I think it was the fact that you could not leave out the ACC entirely. That's a bad look for this committee. It's a bad look for everybody. And it's a bad look for the other power conferences to say, this could potentially be us. Now, will it ever be the SEC? No. Never gonna be the Big 10, but it could be the Big 12. You saw what they did to BYU. BYU made their conference championship and they bumped back. Alabama made their conference championship, lost it just like BYU lost, and they stayed put. So you see how they feel about the Big 12. You see how they feel about the ACC. They don't treat them the same as the SEC and the Big 10. But that's not news. We already knew that. But what they do not want to do is not have a rep from the power four conferences. That is not what this was made to do. Yes, there's a guaranteed spot for a G5 team every single playoff. There's only one guaranteed spot. When they said the top 5 highest ranked conference champions, it was with the assumption that all power four conference champions would be in. And the fact that the ACC had a champion who wasn't going to get in really made the committee make a tough decision and say, we got to put Miami in this thing. I'm going to go to my grave saying that's why Miami get in. I'm not listening to the explanations. I've got it on over here, but it's muted. I don't think that's what it was. I don't think they finally looked at the head to head and said, yeah, that makes sense. Miami should be in over Notre Dame. Not with the rhetoric they had been putting out leading up to this, not for how they were excusing having Notre Dame ahead of Miami before now. I don't think that changed. I think the difference was the ACC was going to be left out entirely of a 12-team playoff, and the committee was like, we simply cannot do that. You cannot have that. And so because of that, I think they're changed their mind. If you feel differently, please jump in the comments. Let me know. Amanda already said she think the head-to-head ended up mattering. Personally, I think it was because the ACC was going to get left out, and that's not what this was made for. This was not made to get 2 G5 champions in here, 2 G5 programs in Tulane and James Madison in this playoff, leaving out a Power Four conference, especially when you got a team that's top 15. Miami is one of the best teams in the country this season. Now, has Miami looked like that every single week? No. And I'd be lying if I said otherwise. But when you see Miami at its best, when you've seen Miami the last 4 weeks, the way that we've completely dominated and demolished people, you played out of conference ranked teams in USF at the time, Notre Dame at the time. Florida State was ranked when we played them too. You played ranked opponents. You played the Notre Dames. You played Florida, who always has talent. Even though their team fell apart, they do still have talent. You did all those things. So you have an ACC team who has done the things to be deserving of an opportunity to be in the playoff. You got to put them in. And I think ultimately that's what happened. I think ultimately at the end of the day, Manny Diaz and Raw's in the comments saying the same thing. He agreed. Everything went our way on this one. Needed that from Manny last night. And I said it. I said on the last video I dropped on this page, would we sacrifice Manny Diaz winning an ACC championship if it meant Miami got into the playoff? And the answer is unequivocally yes, absolutely 100%, no hesitation. There was no hesitation. I would trade Manny Diaz getting in the ACC championship if it meant Miami got into the playoffs. I'm be honest. Winning the conference championship is cool. That ain't what I'm here for. That ain't the goal. This is the University of Miami. We've won natties. We care about national championships. That is always the number one goal in terms of if I've got a competitive team and what I'm really aiming for, that's it. It's natties. It's not conference championships. So sure, rival fans are gonna make jokes. Oh, Manny Diaz had to go to Duke to win an ACC championship because he couldn't do it at Miami. Well, guess what? Manny Diaz also couldn't do even this year, get into the playoffs. Manny Diaz lost 5 games this season. I don't want that if it means I get conference championships without opportunities to win natties. Give me the chance to win a natty well over an opportunity to win a conference championship. Now, Miami also should have been the conference championship, but I'm not going to gripe about that today. I'll say that for another day. The ACC, they need to get that stuff together. Shout out to Amanda again in the comments. Amanda's saying she thinks the Saban seal of approval helped us. Hey, Saban carried some water for us yesterday. Saban woke up on that type of time yesterday. I didn't get a chance to watch game day, but I did see some clips. Saban was saying it. He was not moving. We know how Saban is. When he says something, he said it. He don't repeat himself. He was very clear in the fact that he thought that Miami should be in this playoff. And you know what? If that was part of it, then so be it. Right? If it takes GOAT Saban, because he is the GOAT, to go out there and carry water for us and to push the narrative for us, and that means we get in, so be it. So be it. I don't care how we got in. I don't care what it took, who had to say something. I don't care if there was bribery that took place, somebody slipped somebody some money. That ain't got nothing to do with me. All I know is my Miami Hurricanes are going to be in the 2025 college football playoffs. I'm trying to hold it together. I'm trying to, express myself clearly, bro. But I'm lit. I'm just gonna call it like it is. Honestly, I feel like my little brother ate, man. Shout out to my boy ate the comments, man. Let's go, man. Miami has a chance to go play for a natty. When's the last time we've been able to say that? Like, I honestly, Miami has an opportunity to play for a national championship. Like, I feel like I need to pause and let that kind of like settle in a little bit. Cause that's kind of crazy. We've had some rough years, high key. Like, Canes fans, we get a lot of flack. They call us fair weather and they say we don't show up to games and all of that. But I'm telling you, I don't know many fan bases more rabid than the Miami Hurricanes fan base. Like when Miami Hurricanes are like locked in, the fans, when we're locked in, we're up there with any other fan base in the country. Go to games, right? Were you at the Notre Dame game this year? Were you at the Florida game this year? My other little bro Cam was at the Florida game. He said it was crazy. He's an Oklahoma fan. He's a Sooner fan. He's been to big time Sooner games, and he's like, yeah, that Miami atmosphere is crazy. When Miami fans are locked in, we are all in. So the fact that we've gone 2 whole decades of not being competitive, not really being in the conversation for competing for natties, bro, it's been rough. It's been some ugly years, bro. I remember seeing Al Golden in that Walmart button down white shirt, oversized, no shirt underneath, no tank top underneath, no shirt under, and he just soaking wet, looking crazy, shirt sticking to him, looking wild. We had an offensive coordinator who couldn't remember to laminate his call sheet. We playing in the rain, and his call sheet, the ink is running. Like, come on, man. We had some bad days, man. The North Carolina game when they ran for a good mile on us, and Gilbert Frierson missing tackles, and what was the safety name, man? Who got ran over? He was supposed to be a hit stick guy. He ended up getting ran over by North Carolina running back. We've had some bad days. Or that Clemson blowout. Matter of fact, the last time we was in the ACC championship game and Clemson put their foot on our neck. There's been some bad days in these Miami streets, man. It's been some rough years, man. And I'm not saying we're gonna go win it. I'm not predicting that Miami's gonna go win the Natty, but all I'm saying is it's been a long time since we've been able to say that we honestly have a shot at the Natty. We are in the conversation for competing for a Natty. It's been 20 years, man. 20 plus. It's been 20 plus years since we've been able to say that. So we gotta enjoy that. The conversation is quickly going to shift to, can Miami actually win a game? What is Miami going to be able to do at Texas A&M? Is Miami a real contender? Did they put us in there on some Make-A-Wish kid type stuff? Right? Did they put us in there simply because, oh, we can't leave out the ACC, so we'll throw Miami a bone? Or are we legit? Right? Like, you want to know that. If you're a team, if you're a fan of this team, you want to know, is Miami legit? Yes, we beat Notre Dame and they're discrediting that. They're saying that was in week 1. Okay, cool. We lost to Louisville. I was at that game. We lost to SMU. We all watched that game. Since then, we've beat up, let's be honest, on some parking cones. Aside from Pitt, the other teams we beat up on, they weren't good teams, right? Syracuse is not a good team. Stanford is not a good team. We beat up on some parking cones. Are we legit? Can we go beat a team that was top 5 for a very good part of the season? A team who literally was a game away from playing in the SEC championship game? Can we go compete with those people? I want to know. Right? I was having a conversation with Cam. Shout out to Cam. Cam back in the comments. Ruben Bain gonna have Marcel Reed seeing ghosts. Hey man, Ruben Bain and Akeem Mesidor are about to play themselves, or I think Akeem Mesidor can play himself into a first round pick. I think he should be a first round pick anyway. But this stage in this game, everybody's going to be watching. He's had a better season to me than Ruben Bain. And Ruben's a lock to be a first round pick. I think Mesidor can go play himself into the first round as well. But we're going to come back to that. But them boys going to get busy. You got to know that they're licking their chops to go get after this Texas A&M team, who a lot of people think are overrated. Who did Texas A&M beat all year? They beat Notre Dame. Well, we beat Notre Dame too. And after that, they played the bottom of the SEC. Right? They played a bunch of parking cones themselves most of the season. The other good team they played was Texas, and they lost. Matter of fact, they got handled by Texas. So I'm not afraid of Texas A&M. But the conversation, or what we really want to see, is this Miami team legitimate? Like, can they seriously go make some noise, man? Like, can they go upset some people? Can you take this game on the road? Does that offensive line travel? Does that defense travel? Can Carson Beck take care of the ball? Can we run on some better teams? Right? The running game has been up and down. There's been times where the running game can't get going. We've had guys hurt. We started the season with Jordan Lyle as a starter, and then Mark Fletcher takes over, and the running game was a little stagnant. We running inside too much. Then you go to Gerard Pringle, the freshman running back, and he provides a spark. But then after a few games, he really wasn't getting busy like we hoped. And so you throw Mark Fletcher back in there. There's questions. I say all that to say that there are questions. And I'm just excited for an opportunity to get some answers. I'm excited for an opportunity to say, what can this defense look like if Keontae Scott comes back? Can we cover receiving cores like Mario Craver and Casey Concepcion with a quarterback like Marcel Reed, who's a threat with his legs? I don't know that we've played a quarterback with that type of athleticism. We played a Byron Brown, but he's more of a bigger quarterback. He's more of the power type of runner, not necessarily the speed kind of runner Marcel Reed has shown himself to be. Can we deal with that? Right? Can we go handle that run game that they got over there in Texas A&M? Right? Can we get the ball moving on a Mike Elko defense? I want to know. I want to see that. That's what you want. If you got a team that you think is legit, if you got a team that you think can compete, you want to know, is it real? Is it legit? Does it travel? Right? Or is it fugazi? Right? Or are we just beating up on parking cones, the same thing we said Notre Dame had been doing all year? Or are we a legitimate contender? And I'm just happy to be able to say that we're gonna get a chance to see it, bro. Like, we really get a chance to see Miami go out and compete for a national championship. Again, I've been saying all week, I was wrong. All right, I gotta eat crow, man. Give me a full plate. I don't want to taste. I want the whole load of that crow. Pause. Because I said all week we weren't getting in. And then last night, I looked at the totality of the things that happened. I thought Alabama losing would matter for us. I'll come back to that. Matter of fact, Monday night, 9 p.m. on the Somebody Said Canes, on the Somebody Said Sports YouTube page, we're gonna break down everything. We'll definitely get into the whole Notre Dame thing. I thought Notre Dame losing would help Miami. Apparently, it really didn't. End up not making much of a difference. I thought that we needed BYU to lose big, and they did. I thought that we needed Tulane and JMU to win to make sure that they locked up the 11th and 12th spots, and they did that. And then we needed Duke to also win, and Duke did that. So I think as far as all the things that we were hoping for, the rooting guide that I put out early in the week, we hit almost all across the board. The only thing we didn't hit on was Alabama beating Georgia to make sure that they stayed ahead of Notre Dame. And at the end of the day, it didn't even matter. At the end of the day, it didn't even matter that Alabama went out there and looked like hot garbage against the Georgia Bulldogs in the SEC championship game. Miami is in the college football playoffs. And that's wild stuff, man. That's wild stuff, man. I'm gonna end on this. I'm gonna share a personal story. So I'm a season ticket holder. I live in St. Pete. I'm a season ticket holder for the Canes. If you don't know the landscape of Florida, that's 4 hours away. And my wife isn't the hugest fan of me being a season ticket holder for a team that's 4 hours away. I was there for the Louisville game, and I yelled at the homies because I wanted to leave because we looked like garbage. We ended up hanging around. We watched the game in the hallway up until Carson threw that last pick, and then we stormed up out of there. I watched the SMU game. I didn't go to another home game. We had 2 more home games, Syracuse. We had 3. No, we had 2. It was Syracuse and NC State. I think maybe also Stanford, if I remember correctly. I didn't go to another game. To be honest, I didn't sell my tickets. I gave them away free. I gave them to the homies, but I didn't even want to make money on them. I was so mad with this Miami team because I do get that angry. I was so mad with this team. I'm like, I'm not spending money on gas to drive down there. I'm not spending money on a flight. I refuse to pay for a hotel. I don't want to pay for food down there. I'm not going back to Miami. I'm not going back to Miami Gardens. I gave away my tickets. I was hot with this team. And then they turned everything around. And then everything changed. They went out there and they blew the doors off of everybody they played after that, including a huge at Pitt win. And I put out a video after that game talking about how proud I was of this team, how they handled that game, and how they ended this season. And man, I cannot believe we're here. I'm at a loss for words, to be honest. And if you know me, that's rare. It's rare for me to be at a loss for words, but I cannot say how excited I am and how ecstatic I am that this Miami Hurricanes team is going to get a chance to go play for a national championship. It's amazing. I thought the team last year had the offense that was championship caliber. This year, I think this is a more complete team than last year's team. Offense took a little bit of a step back. Defense is exponentially better than it was last year. This defense, I think, is a top 10 defense in the country. I think the offense, when it's clicking, when Dawson is in his bag and he's being creative, this offense can usually move the ball and score on almost any of the people you put in front of them. I'm super excited to see what this team does. I think this team is legitimate. I think this 2025 version of the Miami Hurricanes can go win games. I think we can hang with almost anybody in the country. I want to see it. And I'm so, so happy that we're going to get a chance to see it. I cannot say how happy I am that we're going to get a chance to see this team compete. For all the people who were questioning Mario, and I'm in on this, for all the people who was saying we made the wrong choice, we should have stuck with Manning. I seen some of that this morning. I seen some people this morning talking about, oh, Manny Diaz was the answer. Miami, they did him wrong. Look at Manny now. Well, look at Mario now. Look at Mario in the playoffs. Mario just won back to back. Just had back to back 10-win seasons. Manny wasn't doing that. Yes, Mario has not won the ACC, but Mario got us an opportunity to win a natty. What's more important? What's more important to you? You rather win a ACC championship, or you rather go have a chance to win a natty? The answer is obvious, ain't it? There's no question. Nobody ever second guesses that. We all know we prefer natties over conference championships at the University of Miami. And Mario Cristobal has us in an opportunity to go do just that. We've been talking about number 6 since I was a kid, man. I was legit. We've been talking about trying to go get number 6. We got a chance to go get it. We got a chance to go get number 6, man. I got the shirt on right here. You see the shirt? Showing the 5 years, right? These are the years we've won natties. I want a new shirt with 6 of them. I want a new shirt with 6 years on here. I need a new one. I don't even remember who I bought this shirt from. I don't even remember who made the shirt. Whoever it was, drop a new one so I can cop it if we go win number 6. I'm going to make some financially bad decisions if we win number 6. I done told the wife already. The national championship is in Miami. I'm going to make some financially bad decisions. I already told her. Hey, man, the Miami Hurricanes are in the college football playoff. Y'all gonna enjoy the rest of y'all Sunday, man. I appreciate people tuning in. I appreciate y'all being in the comments. Please hit the like. Please hit the subscribe. Keep hanging out with me. We're gonna be talking everything. I will absolutely be dropping a video breaking down this matchup between us and Texas A&M. Again, there are some things on the surface that kind of concern me. There's some things that excite me that I think we can take advantage of. Tomorrow night, Monday, 9 p.m., the Somebody Said Sports YouTube page. We're going live. We go live every Monday night. We're going to break down the entire playoff bracket. We're going to break down how everything shook out, especially the Alabama situation. Always appreciate y'all tuning in. Thanks for all the love. As always, go Canes. I'm going to see y'all in the playoffs.